welcome to another episode of Glenwood News. So here we have Coach Tommy Clarity. He is the JV baseball coach and an assistant coach for varsity baseball. And so, Coach Clarity, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Coach Craig.
And let me start out by asking you, how long have you been coaching?
2010 was my first year here at Glenwood.
Okay. And you've coached where at Glenwood? And
I've coached here at Glenwood. I took a job 2013 at Central, stayed there 1 year, and I just felt led to come back to Glenwood.
All right. And now, Coach, you're also a teacher, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what do you teach?
Psychology, sociology, and Bible.
Okay. Even though your JV season has been over for a while now, if you would give me a quick overview of this past season.
Well, we had an overall record of 37-7. That's the middle school 7th and 8th grade team along with the JV team. We play a lot of baseball games. We have a lot of great young talent. Very excited about the future of Glenwood baseball. And it's just always a joy to be able to teach the kids the fundamentals of the game of baseball and just raise them up in the baseball program.
Okay. And you're doing a good job, Coach. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, Coach Craig.
And now, Coach, how many JV state championships have you been a part of?
We have won one.
One. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've been a part of a few varsity as an assistant coach?
Yes, sir. 3 varsity state championships I've been blessed to be a part of.
Okay. And you're the runner-up, this past Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, what was your team's overall record this season?
Middle school was 23-1. Like I said, that's the 7th and 8th graders. The JV team, which is a combination of 7th, 8th, and 9th, mostly 9th graders, was 16-6.
Okay. All right. Who are some of the most talented players that you have coached?
Well, I'll discuss the guys who have been here, grown up in the baseball program, graduated to go on to college. You're talking about Carson Hicks, Tyler Catonhead, Carson Allison, Brandon Mosley, Chase Dennis, Tyler Smith. Those guys were my first middle school baseball team here at Glenwood. A special group of kids. They were able to be a part of several state championships as varsity players, and just really built the foundation of middle school JV baseball program. Set a good example and left it better, in a better place when they left and moved up to varsity.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, who were your leaders this year?
Well, I think you obviously have to start with the 9th graders. They are the leaders of the JV baseball program. They come in as 7th graders, and we just really want to build leadership skills so that in 9th grade they're actually the ones that are just leading practice and implementing how the coach wants to practice and play. So, I would say the whole freshman class, we don't really like to single out players, especially that are still in the program, because it's about the team. It's about the baseball program. It's not about any individual players. So I would say the whole 9th grade class, they have been here. They put in the sweat equity, and they know what it takes and they know what we want from them.
Now, who are some of your assistant coaches that have been with you now and in the past with your JV and middle school teams?
Coach Bowers has really been a huge part of our success. He's here every day. He actually is a graduate of Glenwood. He's grown up at this school. The park is named after his father. He has really been the guy that really puts in the work, knows what it takes. He knows exactly what this program means, and he's really a huge part of the success. Coach Tree, we call him Tree, Tanner Thomason. He was a part of the JV state championship that we won last year as the pitching coach, and Coach Mask, who is also basketball coach. And not to forget Coach Craig Coulter, who really came in and helped us out a couple years ago.
Yep. And so y'all won a state championship the year after. And the reason why is because I felt like that once I had coached y'all enough, I had trusted y'all to go on and win
Well,
it.
you definitely left us in a good place, Coach. We definitely wouldn't have won it without all your knowledge of the game the year before.
uh, okay, so I know that it's kind of early, but if you would, how do you think your team looks like for next year?
Well, you never know who's going to enroll for next year, but I can tell you that we have a great core group of kids as eighth graders and the seventh grade group who we call them Glenwood kids. They know what this school is about. They know what the baseball program is about. They have the character that we want from our players. And so we're just excited about the future. The seventh and eighth grade class really have a bunch of core Glenwood kids that have been here, and we're very excited to watch them grow.
Okay, and now varsity baseball, they've won how many state championships total?
22.
22.
22. Fell short of 23 this year, and Coach Fanning, phenomenal job. It's very rare that you have someone who gives their life to a school and to a baseball program, and that's the number one reason for the success from his tenure here.
Now, do you know how many years Coach Fanning's been here?
I think it's 15, 16 years. I'm not sure. It may be 18. He may have been the head coach for 16, and that's pretty close number. I'm not exact on that though.
All right, all right. Well, now, Coach, the yearbook was dedicated to you just last week. If you would talk about what honor that meant to you.
Well, I was completely surprised by it. I had no idea. Everybody in my family obviously knew, but I did not. And any time that you can be recognized by the students and your school, it's a great honor. The senior class this year I had in eighth grade. And the truth of the matter is the yearbook was dedicated to me and Dr. Graham, but Glenwood's such a great place to come work, be a part of, and when you have that type of environment that you can come to every day, it sure makes it easy to enjoy your job. Watching my kids get up out of the crowd to run across the basketball court to receive that honor with me and my family there, just to watch my kids run across the basketball court was it's pretty high up on the list of honors in my life. So,
Well, congratulations, Coach.
thank you.
And so we're going to take a short break here. And Coach Clarity, once again, we thank you for joining us. And next we will be here with a senior softball player, Kason Boatner. And don't go anywhere. You're watching Glenwood News.
Hey folks, I'm Bear O'Brien, and over the last 40 years I've been able to share my mornings with you on radio, and I've also been able to share my inspirational message every morning. It's a chance for me to share my faith with you. Now we're bringing it to TV thanks to CTV Beam. You can catch us every Monday through Friday morning at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., the inspiration of the morning. I'm so glad to share it with you. So please be watching every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. I love you. God bless you.
So we're here with Kason Boatner. And Kason, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And now, Kason, you're a senior, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you would, talk about your year here at Glenwood as a student and softball player.
Well, the beginning of March last year was my first time actually being on campus here. And so I realized that this was different from public school. Number one, how everyone is like a family. That's our main goal here at Glenwood. And then having your own field as a softball player just kind of added into that. So the beginning of this year, it was really my main goal to make this the high school year that I wanted. And so I accomplished that. Stepping in school, it was just you could feel how everyone knew each other. Mr. Mitchell knows all of us. It's just a big old family, and that's probably the best thing about Glenwood.
Okay. All right. Now, in what position are you in softball?
Third base. I played first base, and I was also pitcher this year.
Okay. All right. Now you also play. Don't you play volleyball or something?
I did. We got second in state as well. I haven't played since middle school, so I was thankful that Coach K allowed me to have another year in that sport.
All right. Well, now I'm going to ask you, how is Glenwood different from Northside?
Being in such a big school for almost 3.5 years, I never really realized how there's different groups that you could be in, I guess, that you would say. So Glenwood as a whole, probably just the connection that everyone has with each other, and then you don't see as much conflict as you do, and the teachers know who you are. And it's just, to me, it's more of a nurturing environment because everyone cares about each other, and you just want to make sure that no one's left behind, that you're all standing right there side by side together.
Okay. All right. Now, besides softball, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, of course, I have my dad. My dad always is working with me, so whenever we're not doing anything, we can easily go down in our basement that we have and hit. My brother, I'm fixing to leave, so I know I want to spend as much time with him. And then just the days with me and my mom is one of the things I cherish the most, because whenever my dad and Will are gone at the hunting land, it's just me and her. We go shopping, get our toes done. So I really just care about my family and also my friends that I have outside of school. But number one is always going to be my family with these last few months that I'm here.
Okay, all right. And now didn't you sign to go? Didn't you sign to play somewhere?
Yes, I am going to Anderson University. It's in South Carolina. It's a private D2 Christian school. So it's pretty much like here, which made me fall in love with it. So it's like I'm leaving Glenwood, but then when I get up there, it's basically the same thing.
All right, and heck, I didn't notice you were wearing the shirt.
Yeah, the seniors today, we're all wearing our college shirts where we're going, since today is our last day.
All right. What has been your favorite moment here at Glenwood?
With softball or just as a school?
Just either one, really.
Well, I know for softball, I can say probably the first time stepping on the field, being a Glenwood Gator. So that was softball, and then all the little things here at Glenwood, like the traditions, like the seeing everything come together, like Walk of Champions and all the pep rallies. So just the school environment and the events that we had this year, every one of those is a memory.
Okay, all right. Now, I have to ask, what was your part in y'all's big senior prank y'all did?
Well, I kind of handled Miss Blackshear's room. So we had 3 different rooms we did. We had Blackshear, Davidson, and Curtis. And so our main theme was like good vibes or it's a rave. So I covered that room in aluminum foil and then helped those animals get moved into Miss Davidson's room. So it was just the little things that each one of us pulled together, and then of course the toilet paper all around the school and in the trees.
All right, and you know the senior pranks, they get better each year, but heck, I don't know. The pressure's on us. I don't know how we're gonna beat y'all's class with next year.
We gotta come back and see if y'all beat it. That's what we said.
Well, pressure's really on now. Now, softball has been a big part of your life. If you would talk about this season.
The season as a whole, for me, it was all I could have ever asked for. Being the new teammate, I mean, last year all I could do was practice, and so I watched the season go by and realized what my role was going to be this year, and so that was my goal, was to accomplish that, and I think I did. Hitting and both defensively, Coach Purdue and Coach Britt, they stuck me at third, and so I got to work on that, my hitting as well, but also for AISA, being a new player that nobody had seen was kind of a benefit, but also a learning experience as well.
Okay, all right. And what are you most proud of?
Probably setting the home run record here, but also accomplishing something that I knew all year long we could, even though we were cut short. Just making it to a championship game and being able to play with the girls and have the coaches that we did here was just, I mean, you can't ask for anything better.
All right. And now, from what I've been hearing, you lead the what is it? You lead the country in home runs.
I think so. I'm not really sure up to date with the other girls in the country, but a few weeks ago I did, and so I got that even higher to 30. So that's what I had this year.
Dang. Of all 50 states, that's impressive.
Thank you.
I know you've hit a ton of home runs, obviously. Now, how many have you hit this
30.
season? 30.
30 total.
Okay. All right. And where does that rank in the AISA?
I know last year Coach Purdue told me last night that the highest was 15. So I'm really not sure, not 100%, but I think that puts me at number 1.
All right.
So probably the
So the highest is 15. You got 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you have anything to worry about. All right. Now, if you would talk about the impact Coach Purdue has had on you?
Coach Purdue is one of the best coaches, and plus the other 3 coaches, Coach Jay, Coach Britt, and Coach Paul. But combined, that is the best coaching staff I've had in my 4 years of high school. Coach Purdue pushes you, and he knows your potential, and not just mine, every single player on that team. But he made me realize just how much he loves the school and loves us, and more importantly, God, because he knows what he wants for us, and he tells us that no matter what, he has a plan for each and every single one of us. So having him for this past year has made me see what a true coach looks like.
All right. So before we leave, I have to make one more quick announcement. So each new episode of Glenwood News airs Friday at 2 p.m. on CTV. But if you do not have CTV, they are posted on every Thursday or Friday on YouTube. And so just go on YouTube and type in Glenwood News CTV Beam, and it'll be there. And Kason, once again, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you're watching Glenwood News CTV Beam. I'm Craig Coulter. We'll see you next time.